The year is 1930. The Great Depression has struck Canada and affected the lives of millions. You're a teenager around the age of 17, in a family of six, consisting of you, your parents, two brothers, and a young baby sister, with you being the eldest. You're poor, you live in a cottage, and your family is in debt. You do go to school, however, but your performance isn't very good, and you struggle. Right now, you're sitting down at home reading a book, until your dad returns home from work. He walks into the room with a blank look on his face. You hear him talking with your mother, but soon, that talking turns into yelling. Your dad has just lost his job as a factory worker. He states the factory and its company has closed down. Your mother complains. What? But we have a family! She turns her attention to you and begins to sob. You're a liability. A fool. I've wasted all my resources on you. Get out of my life. You don't really know how to react, and she continues yelling. Stop acting like I'm the core of all your problems, you argue back. She gives you a slap to the face, and silence fills the room. You feel ashamed and walk to your room, pretending like you didn't hear anything. You lie on your bed and fall asleep, feeling sorry for yourself. Later, you wake up in the middle of the night. Everyone is asleep, and not a sound rattles the house. You think to yourself, my family would be better off without me. If I'm really worth that much money, then I'll just live life my own way. You pack up your belongings and sneak into your parents' room. I'm sorry, but I need to do this, you think, as you take some money from a box. You gather all the money you can find around the house until you have a reasonable amount. You sneak out the door and run as fast as you can. Not knowing where to go, you decide to get out of the province. You remember where the nearest train station is, and you head to it. You see the ticket vendor in a cubicle. The lineup is long, and you wait for a few minutes. When it's your turn, you say, Excuse me, but one ticket out of the province, please? The vendor says, Ha, you're a lucky one. This is our last ticket for the East. Business has been horrible these past few days. You reach out for your wallet, but you realize that you can't afford the ticket. Buying the ticket would make you unable to afford food. The ticket vendor says, I'm sorry, kid, but it can't be helped. Next. You sit down in a corner and wait. Suddenly, a train pops by. It's a freight train, and it's one stopping by for a resupply. Without a moment's hesitation, you sneak on board one of the freight cars and wait. The wait is rather long, so you fall asleep. A couple hours pass, and when you wake up, you hear someone yelling loudly. You finally realize you're out of the province and you get off the train. You're now in the city. The city is vast with many unfamiliar people. You walk out onto the street and you see many cars and bicycles, but you also see many people dressed in different clothing. Your first instinct is to find a place to stay. You figure, why not a hotel? It takes you about an hour, but you finally find one. It's big, brand new, and it's cozy. You walk up to the man at the desk and ask for a room. He shows you a board listing the prices. Looking at the prices shocks you, and you decide not to stay. As long as I can find a job, I should be able to sustain myself, you think. You once again try to find a place to stay. You ask from house to house if you can stay the night, but get rejected every time. Get out of here, you stupid monkey, one man said. Huh, monkey, you chuckle a bit. Night falls and you decide to sleep in an alleyway. It's cold and dark, but you manage to fall asleep anyways. You wake up the next morning and walk around looking for a job. You ponder for a moment and take your time. You know nothing about agriculture, so you decide farming is too complicated, and you lack the education possible for entertainment. Looking around, you see a factory. However, upon further approach, you realize that it's closed. You walk around a bit and find another one, but that one's closed too. You decide to take a different approach, and you check around town for places like news offices. When you get there, however, you realize they aren't hiring and they turn you away. You walk to a bar, but the same happens and you leave. As you walk down the sidewalk, a group of thugs, no older than you, show up. Hey, guys, I think this kid might have something on him, they say. But before you can react, you're dragged into an alleyway. I'm sorry, is there anything I can help you with? You reply. They look at you and laugh. Yeah, sure, you can definitely help us, alright. Then, he goes for a punch to your face, but you dodge left and hit him in the chest. He screams loudly. You try to take the second guy, but the third one gets a hit on you, and you black out. When you wake up, you check yourself. Luckily, they didn't take any of your belongings. Someone must have driven them off before they could do anything. You walk around a bit, feeling depressed. You find a decent place you can sleep next to, a grocery store, and you rest for the day. The next day, you search a different part of the city for a job, but same happens. This keeps happening until you realize you're running out of money. Your food supply has been taking a toll on you, and you decide to leave the city. You wait for another train to come by and climb on aboard. Who knows? Maybe you'll find something better to do. Maybe you'll actually find a job. Who knows?